the batting average for major leagues is somewhere around 240.
Mm-hmm.
The average batting average. I don't know if anybody's ever thought about it, but what about moving the pitcher's mound back so that batters have more time to react to pitches and make a decision whether they're going to swing or not?
But, Ron, this is all because batters chase launch angle. This is all the batter's decision. They don't value batting average anymore. Like, this has been something intentional that baseball has done. I hate it because I love batting average. Like, I grew up, like Rod Carew, Wade Boggs, guys like that, they were special to me. This is an intentional thing that baseball's doing. So, like, don't do anything to help them. They've made the choice that hitting home runs or striking out is more important than a base hit. Like, the strikeout, by chasing that launch angle, you strike out. That's the price you pay because a home run's more important than a single. That's where the game is.
I remember, when I was a kid, and I'm older than you, I guess. I'm 61,
but. A little bit.
I used to remember back in the days, and I was like, man, I thought all the Orioles, Ken Singleton, all those guys, Gary Renicky, Doug DeCinces, it seemed like they were all batting 260, 270, 280. You had Eddie Murray above 300 or whatever. But you just don't, these guys aren't even batting their weights. And that used to be a big thing. You got to at least bat your weight.
No, you're preaching to the choir, Ron. I fought that fight for a long time. Like, batting average, if you get 3,000 hits, you're going to the Hall of Fame. You've had a good batting average. That doesn't seem important to guys anymore.
You see it around baseball. Like, when you're out at Camden Yards, the OPS is on the scoreboard. That is kind of the big stat, right? On base plus slugging. And that shows the true damage that you're doing. And that's in large part because of exactly what you're saying, Ken. Like, you're chasing slug, you're chasing the extra base hits because that's going to raise your OPS.
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, Luis Ariz has no value in the game anymore. He's hitting 300 again this year, but he's signing one-year deals around baseball going from team to team because nobody cares about a guy who has no power and hits over 300.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's befuddling to me, but that's where baseball is now.
Totally. And I don't think it's going back at this point. Like, it's very clear that we're past the point of no return when it comes to that.
Let's grab Kevin in Ellicott City. Kevin, you're on the Fan.
What's going on, Ken and Tim? How you doing?
Hey.
One quick Ravens point, if I can, and then an Orioles statement, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I love what Lamar Jackson, our MVP quarterback, future Hall of Famer, chose to do this year. I think he really took a lot of the pressure off himself because if you notice, people have a lot less to say about the man, and I love that for him. I think this is going to be a way better year for us one way or another on football side of things.
No, I was going to say, I definitely agree. I mean, he's extremely motivated. I think the team is extremely motivated to put 2025 behind him.
Yeah, man, and like we've always talked about, he looks so happy, man. And when Lamar's happy, I think the most of our city's pretty happy too. So it's a great thing, and really excited for the football season. Orioles-wise, we're looking a lot better, fellas. Minor league-wise, I don't know what really prospects we do and don't have, but I do know this. I would still like to see some of these early level guys do their thing before we really, but we're going to have to make some moves one way or another either way. But, kind of happy with the team, hoping that, we can, continue to be cohesive and win some games and, still keep an eye and hope with the future players. But if it were up to me, fellas, I'm going to hold steady right now.
Appreciate the call. Hey, as Harb says, and he's gone but not forgotten, you got to stack them. They've swept Tampa. I think at worst you want to split with Toronto.
Yeah, 4-game series. You split that, you feel pretty good, and then
that's a great homestand.
Oh my gosh, that'd be 7-3?
Yeah,
you will take that every single time in a 10-game homestand.
Coming up next, Lamar Jackson. We've talked a lot about him the last couple of days. Well, he spoke yesterday. What did Lamar have to say? We'll hear from him next here on The Fan.
This is The Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy. 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch.
You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Traffic sponsored by Farnan and Dermer, the Comfort Guys. Get a jump on the summer heat. It's Jeremy Kahn. Call my guys, the Comfort Guys at Farnan and Dermer, for their $89 AC precision tune-up, and make sure your system is in tip-top shape for the hot weather. Call 410-367-7777 today.
Get ready for the $30,000 sizzling summer drawings at Horseshoe Casino Baltimore. Start earning now with drawings on May 30th to win up to $30,000 in prizes. Win big all summer long at Horseshoe Casino, Baltimore's best bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-497-8091. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-497-8091. That's 800-497-8091. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Hotcakes, sausage patty, hash browns, scrambled eggs, biscuit, real butter and syrup. You know how our big breakfast got its name, and you know where your whole family can share one for just $6. McDonald's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There's a reason potato chips don't come in a clear bag. It's only 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's like your 401k. You get 2/3, Uncle Sam gets the rest. Mike Kinnett, Ryan Herbert, and the team at ProStatus Financial Advisors Group can help. Their tax mapping process can help forecast what your taxes will be in the future to potentially decrease your tax bill. Call for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 866-597-1040, or online at prostatusfinancial.com.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, 295 northbound heavy from West Patapsco Avenue to 95 and Russell Street, and 895 northbound heavy from Route 2 Hanover Street to the Harbor Tunnel. Jones Falls Expressway, 83 northbound at West Northern Parkway, clearing a disabled vehicle out of the way, still heavy from Cold Spring Lane. And in Anne Arundel County, Route 2 Ritchie Highway northbound before Arnold Road, there's an accident. There's delays from Route 50. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OuchGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Steve Bisciotti stated a goal that he would have liked the team and Lamar Jackson to hammer out a new contract prior to the start of the league year. Jackson ended up restructuring his deal, but still wants to stay in Baltimore long term.
Absolutely. I love the Ravens. I love this organization. I love the city. Just the team that drafted me, got a lot of love for me. I believe, I got a lot of love for the city and this team as well. So like I told you, the reconstruction is done. Cool with that, but I love Baltimore. Everybody should know that by now.
The O's welcome the Blue Jays to town for the start of a 4-game series beginning tonight. The starting pitching matchup features Chris Bassett opposite Patrick Corbin. Baltimore baseball tonight presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haynie and Mike Bordick gets underway at 5:30 live from Pickles Pub. The Thunder look to advance to the NBA Finals for a second straight year with a win over the Spurs. OKC beat San Antonio 127-114 in Game 5 to take a 3-2 series lead. Tip-off is set for 8:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the upper 70s with an overnight low of 50. Tomorrow has rain expected and a high of 59. This Fan Flash is sponsored by the Dr. Lairfield Smile Design Center. Call 410-321-1100 to schedule your appointment today. I'm Tim Barbalace, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalace. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
I probably was still dealing with it a little bit, but it's football. You know you're going to be banged up week 17, stuff like that. It's going to happen. You know, you just got to move through things like that and keep playing football. And I felt like I was doing a great job at that. We had a chance to win the game, just didn't go our way.
So that's Lamar Jackson talking about nagging injuries he faced last year. And to credit to him, the best Lamar Jackson I saw arguably since week 1 was the second half against Pittsburgh, week 18, where, you know, he put them in a position, him in that catch by Likely. But if the defense was any good and Tyler Loop kicks a field goal, they win in Pittsburgh because of Lamar Jackson's second half.
Yeah, you saw some Lamar Jackson-esque plays, especially in that Bills opener, a little bit in the Browns game. And then you really didn't see those jaw hit the floor plays until that Steelers season finale. And obviously the one that instantly comes to mind, the first touchdown to Zay, where the offensive line didn't block anyone. And he made 2 guys coming in for a sack miss and then hit Zay on a long touchdown pass. Like, that was a vintage Lamar Jackson play.
More from Lamar Jackson. Let's continue on the injury front for now. He was asked if his injured hamstring impacted how he played at the end of last year.
I believe Detroit game, because if you guys watched the game, I got caught by a lineman. I couldn't really burst Detroit game, but I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was just something just nagging. Until we played the Chiefs and I tried to do a move, I just felt my hamstring just like I can't even describe it to you this year. Like, it's crazy. But when it happened, But I felt like Detroit. It was the start of it, Detroit.
So he was asked about the Buffalo. He got hit by Ed Oliver week 1, and it was intimated that that's where it started. He goes, no, it started against Detroit.
Yeah, and it makes sense. You look at the numbers, and his numbers were inflated in that Detroit game because the Ravens ended up scoring a garbage touchdown, make things look closer than it really was. But the numbers really started plummeting in that Kansas City game. And you could tell it affected him the entire year. We talked earlier in the show about his running ability and how you saw the attempts drop to just 5.2 rush attempts per game, where there were times where, oh man, there's an open rushing lane and he just held on to the football, or he would take off and he couldn't hit that final gear. It happened constantly throughout the year.
One more on the injury front. Lamar Jackson, he talks about ignoring those who say injuries are starting to hurt his career.
I mean, that's one once-in-a-lifetime thing that happened last year, People need to enjoy great things when it's happening. Don't try to prepare for when things don't go his way. That's what I feel. Just enjoy it.
He don't want to hear from the haters. Here's the thing. We talked about this earlier, Bum. Like, I believe that Lamar Jackson is going to be back to being Lamar Jackson, but I need to see it, and I'm not going to see it till week 1. So, because we're not going to see it at training camp, and he ain't going to play in the preseason. So we won't see Lamar Jackson on a football field till September.
I feel confident we'll see that guy. Again, there's a difference between the burst and explosiveness that he had in 2018 compared to where he is at age 29. I expect to see the same burst and explosiveness in 2024. Like, this guy's not 35. He's not at the end of his career. He's still in his 20s. I expect to see Lamar Jackson type explosiveness this season.
So let's go to Cut 48, which leans on some of that bone. Does he feel like a player that's entering his 9th year?
They're made it seem like we just old or something. But it's still normal for me. But just hearing you say year 9, that's crazy. That is crazy. One of the players just asked me, like, this year 9 for you? I think it was a rookie. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not an unk yet, dude. Like, I'm 29. I just turned 29 in January. But, man, it's still the same process for me, man. Just getting up and doing something I love. I'm cool with it. Like, I don't have to been able to touch my toes, stuff like that. I don't have to do that. I'm locked in. I'm ready.
He's not an unk yet, Bone.
It is crazy he's entering year 9, though.
It feels like just yesterday he came in to save the season in 2018.
You know more than anyone, Ken. The calendar is a crazy thing. Time is a crazy thing, and it stops for no one.
It does not stop for anybody, and it's almost a decade of Lamar Jackson.
He's about to be 30.
Yeah,
I'm 30. I'm old.
Let's go to Cut 46, Alex. Lamar Jackson, why was it important for him to show up at these OTAs?
New system. I had to get the terminology down, knowing what guys are, just watching film and getting out on the field with my guys and knowing what guys going to be with certain routes, certain plays, hearing Coach call plays. Everything is new, so I had to be here.
Yeah, that's from his mouth. Like, new system, new terminology. I have to be here.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to hear. That's exactly what we have been saying, this whole offseason. Next year, I don't really care because we assume it's going to be the same exact staff. Like, okay, whatever. You've been through a full offseason, a full season. It is what it is. These past couple years when Monk had already been here a couple years, whatever. I don't care. Like, that's just a non-story for me. This year, it matters.
One more from Lamar, Cut 47. How talks about building chemistry with the new players.
Being yourself. God, I believe our team, we don't want fake guys around, just trying to be someone you're not. I'm always be myself, and I feel like guys gravitate towards that a lot. And, just speaking up for guys and doing what's best for them.
There's a lot of new guys to build chemistry with on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, a ton. It's a very, very, very young and inexperienced wide receiving core. You drafted 2 mid-round receivers. You drafted 2 mid-round tight ends. There's a lot of turnover on that side.
Coming up next, let's get back to baseball. And Orioles and Blue Jays start a 4-game series tonight at Camden Yards. Can the Orioles keep this going? They've won 5 of 6, 3 in a row. Can they keep stacking? We'll preview the series next here on The Fan.
After Vinny and Haynie, it's Inside Access.
We'll check in on Ravens OTAs, also Orioles baseball, first of the 4-game set. We'll recap that with Andy Koska.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
It's been assumed that when the calendar turns to June that Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown will be headed to New England in a trade. Now new reports suggest that the two sides are not particularly close, and this may drag on for a while because the Patriots aren't willing to send a first-round pick to Philadelphia for Brown. A.J. Brown was not at Eagles OTAs taking place this week in Philly, and the team drafted wide receiver Mekhi Lemon 20th overall in this year's draft. I'm Adam Abdallah.
105.7 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play. The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Traffic is sponsored by Schmidt Baking Company, part of the H&S family of bakeries.
Get healthy with Schmidt's Old Time 647 bread. High in fiber and less carbs, so you can enjoy the great taste and eat better. Enjoy 647's delicious bread, rolls, bagels, and English muffins. Available at your favorite grocer. Schmidt, your hometown baker.
Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. Visit petro.com or call 1-888-PETRO02.
I'm personal injury attorney Justin Holloman. When an accident or injustice turns your life upside down, you need a strong voice on your side who truly cares. A law firm where you're more than just a case. Call my firm, The Holloman Firm. TheHollomanFirm.com.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey, everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
83 Jones Falls Expressway northbound at West Northern Parkway. Disabled vehicles being cleared out of the way. Heavy from West Cold Spring Lane. Jones Falls Expressway northbound at the Beltway. Inner Loop, there's an accident. And in Anne Arundel County, Route 2 Ritchie Highway northbound before Arnold Road, there's a crash. It's backed up to Route 50. Route 32 westbound before US 29, there's an accident. 95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, and there's an accident at 395 on the right side. 295 northbound heavy from West Patapsco Avenue to 95 and Russell Street, and 895 northbound heavy from Route 2 Hanover Street to the Harbor Tunnel. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Yeah, I think Wardy set the tone right away. First pitch you saw, like I think we all know, Wardy's extremely patient, and for him to jump on the first pitch and smoke it up the middle, it kind of got everyone juiced up in the dugout. And then Gunnar, putting the ball in, a little bit into the seats, like really got the boys going, and it kind of just, I wouldn't say settle everyone down, but like something we talked about before, where when the top guys in the lineup have their approach and everyone talks about it and kind of hold each other accountable to what they're going to do at the plate, to see those guys go up there and execute their plan, results aside, but the results are great. It kind of has that cascading effect of, okay, just stick with my approach, we'll be all right, and that's what we saw.
Craig Albernaz after the game last night talking about their approach against Steven Matz. Well, they face another lefty tonight, and it's a big series against the Blue Jays as the Orioles are trying to continue the momentum on this homestand. Taylor Ward, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, your first three. Pete Alonso, Kobe Mayo at third base batting fifth. Leo Taveras in center field batting sixth. Tyler O'Neill in the lineup in right field, but I like that they pushed him down the lineup. He's going to play like this birthright of him in the 5-hole when he wasn't hitting. He's batting seventh. Then Jackson Holliday at second base batting eighth, and Blaze Alexander is in left field batting ninth. So you've got Holliday and Gunnar as lefties in the lineup against lefty Patrick Corbin tonight.
Sam's sitting back-to-back days. I'm not a fan of that. And Corbin, to his credit, is pitching the best that he's pitched in a while. Not that he's been spectacular, but an ERA of a 3.86, and he's really avoided blow-up starts. His last 8 starts, he's allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in each of them. Left-handed bats, Ken, are hitting 306 off of him. So I
reverse splits, Bone.
I understand you're not. They are. Lefties are hitting better than righties. Now, righties are doing more damage in terms of the slug and OPS, but in terms of batting average, lefties are hitting better against Patrick Corbin. And the 2 pitches that have been his best and to keep an eye on tonight, opposing batters are hitting 146 off his slider, 160 off his changeup. So, those breaking balls, off-speed balls that Orioles batters have struggled with, those have been Patrick Corbin's strengths. But I don't want to see Sam out of the lineup back-to-back days.
Logically, these guys are such slaves to the lefty-righty thing. And, I mean, the front office, the guys that put the lineup together, et cetera. But, yeah, he's shown that he can hit a lefty. I guess the question becomes who's sitting if he's in there.
Well, I think, obviously Ward's taking the DH spot, and that opened up the spot for Blaze. But could you just have Ward in left, Basayo DH, Blaze maybe has a day off, maybe at third base? You can kind of take your pick there.
Take Mayo out of there.
Yeah.
I do kind of feel bad, the Mayo of it all, because he was starting to look like a major league hitter, and then he has the lower back thing. Had a couple hits last night.
For sure, and he has hit lefties pretty well so far this season. So I understand him being in the lineup for sure. But, yeah, you're going up against this Blue Jays bunch that is dealing with a ton of injuries, Ken. They just put Dylan Cease on the IL a few days ago with a strained left hamstring. So they're really banged up, but it's the offense that's really been scuffling for them. They're 24th in OPS, 22nd in runs scored. I know he's dealt with some injuries this year, Ken, but George Springer had that resurgence year, that fantastic year last year, not so much this year, 657 OPS. Vladdy's only hit 3 home runs.
That kind of means he's due.
That does mean he's due.
He scares the bleep out of me.
Oh, of course. Dude, that postseason run that he was on, my God.
Yeah, the Okamoto's having he's been now his batting average ain't there, but as we documented earlier, nobody cares about batting average anymore. But the kid from Japan's got 11 homers already.
Yeah, 718 OPS, right around league average there, but you're in the middle of all of these AL East games, and prior to that Rays series, this has been a team, the Orioles, that has really struggled in the division. Now, they haven't played the Blue Jays yet. You're playing them again in Toronto next week. There's been a lot of that weird kind of playing divisional opponents once and then the very next week. We saw it with the Yankees. We just saw it with the Rays, and we're about to see it again with the Blue Jays. But as you've been saying throughout the show, Ken, if you're the Orioles, you're playing really, really good ball over this past week, going 5-1 to start this homestand. I think we'd all take a split because everyone would have taken a 7-3 homestand.
You know what's interesting? We were talking earlier in the show about the fact that both Orioles catchers have an OPS over 800. The Blue Jays don't have a single player with an OPS over 800.
Yeah, look, what Sam and Adley are doing is really, really strong. And this is what Mike Elias and the front office and the coaching staff, like, you dreamt of this type of start for both of these guys, because we didn't know if this was still an Adley Rutschman. We didn't know what to expect from Sam in his first full season. This is a rookie. This is a 21-year-old catcher. And, you know, I gave that stat earlier that Matt Wyrick tweeted out, highest slugging percentage by a qualified catcher 21 or younger since World War II. Johnny Bench, 487. Samuel Basayo right now has a 487 slugging percentage. So he's in rare air.
Fascinating to see Bassett tonight.
Yeah.
And then we move eventually to Trevor Rogers. And what the heck do we see from him?
Yeah, these next two nights especially, like Bassett, it can kind of go one extreme or another extreme because Bassett knows pretty much all of these guys, having been on that team the past 3 years, and they know him extremely well. They have all the advanced numbers on Chris Bassett. So it'll be cool to see, you know, Bassett go up against his former team tonight. As far as Trevor Rogers, gosh, it'll be
a topic of conversation on tomorrow's show. That's true.
I mean, we need to see it. Like it's been so ugly over the past handful of starts, and I just gave the numbers. This isn't exactly a good Blue Jays offense at all.
They don't hit.
So you'd like to see him get back on track, at least have a competitive start, Ken. Like, it doesn't even have to be a quality start from him. If he gave up like 3 earned runs in 5 innings, something like, just keep the team in the ball game is what I'm looking for tomorrow night.
Orioles and Blue Jays first to 4 tonight, 6:35. Baltimore Baseball Night, 5:30. Live from Pickles, Bob Haney and Mike Bordick. We're going to get more into the Blue Jays next. Caitlin McGrath has been on the Jays beat for a long time. Get her thoughts with what's wrong with this Blue Jays team, a team that went to the World Series a year ago. Caitlin joins us next here on The Fan.
If you're thinking about it
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. This show's brought to you by FanDuel. This is your reminder to check in daily because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel's serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblingup.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, helping you beat books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look at the Pro Football Futures market, Buffalo favored to win the AFC East at -155. Last year's champ New England +150. New England expected to complete a trade early next week for Philadelphia star receiver, and that will drive interest in New England. And at that point, I'd like Buffalo at a shorter price. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Introducing new Maryland Treasure scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery, featuring original art by local artists showcasing the state's natural beauty. With a top prize of $10,000, these Maryland treasures are worth collecting. Please play responsibly.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage cardholders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause 30 told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by June 1st, and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAF.
Thinking of moving this summer, but I hadn't started the process yet because it's overwhelming. It's not too late. So if you don't want to spend a month getting your home ready, you don't need to settle for less money than your home is worth. You just need to call Lee Tessier, like the rest of us. Lee sees so many of those cash offers for your home billboards and gets the unsolicited text, too. He gets how convenient they are to take. What he doesn't get is why anyone would accept an offer for 30% less than their home is worth when Lee makes the same cash offer for fair market value. Lee's dedicated to saving you time and stress, too. With my buddy Lee's cash offer, there's no need for expensive repairs. You can sell your home as is and get paid what it's worth. So call the only agent I call if I had to sell my home. That man's my good buddy, Lee Tessier. So call him today at 410-638-9555 or go to LeeTessier.com. And when you call Lee, just start packing.
If you're selling your home, don't make it hard. Just call Lee Tessier.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, rock star. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit and get more golf for your club purchase.
Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan with Dylan Scott, Dasha, DJ Silver, and DJ Rock are bringing the Double Down Tour to Nationals Park on August 20th. A Live Nation show. Tickets go on sale May 8th. Keep listening to 105.7 The Fan for your chance to win tickets, courtesy of Live Nation.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutchGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Lamar Jackson is entering his 9th season with a brand new coaching staff, and he's excited for the challenge of hitting the ground running.
New coach, new OC, new guys in positions, so everything is just new basically. Size upstairs, coaching staff is just new, and I can say it's a breath of fresh air because everything is just new. That's all.
Chris Bassett is set to face his former team in the Blue Jays in tonight's series opener. Bassett played the prior 3 years in Toronto and made 7 appearances out of the bullpen during the team's run to the World Series last year. Patrick Corbin will start opposite Bassett. BBT, presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haynie and Mike Bordick, gets underway at 5:30 live from Pickles Pub. The Thunder look to advance to the NBA Finals for a second straight year with a win over the Spurs. OKC beat San Antonio 127-114 in Game 5 to take a 3-2 series lead. Tip-off is set for 8:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the upper 70s with an overnight low of 50. Tomorrow has rain expected and a high of 59. I'm Tim Barbalace, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalace. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
And Blue Jays, first of 4 tonight, 6:35 at Camden Yards, Baltimore baseball tonight, coming up at 5:30 with Bob Haynie and Mike Bordick live from Pickles. And let's talk Blue Jays now with Caitlin McGrath, who covers the Blue Jays, freelance journalist covering the Blue Jays. And Caitlin, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. I guess we'll start with this was a team that was, an out away from winning the World Series, and they're currently sitting under 500, so you're closer to it than we are. What's wrong with the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I know it hasn't been the season that they sort of wanted to get off to. You come off such a high of last year. Obviously, the way that it ended was not the way they wanted it to end, but just in terms of making it all the way to the World Series was a huge accomplishment for a team like the Blue Jays. And then, it's been, I would say, mainly the biggest issue has been just the vast amount of injuries that they've had to deal with. As a team, it's one thing when you cover baseball, these things don't have to even out, but sometimes the baseball universe kind of has a way of making sure they do. So when you look at last year, the Blue Jays probably had such a run of playing really well, playing great baseball, but also having a lot of things go right for them. They didn't have a lot of injuries to deal with last year, and that was part of how they were so successful. This year has been kind of the opposite in the fact that they've had a lot of injuries to start the year. A lot of starting pitchers have gone down. George Springer spent time on the IL. He's back now. Alejandro Kirk is on the IL. He's a huge bat for them. They have lost Addison Barger twice to the IL, so he came back from an injury, like an ankle injury, and then one day later he hurt his arm. So that's position players, and I'm missing some. And then you have the starting pitchers. Jose Brios is out for the season. Trey Savage started the year on the IL. You just lost Dylan Cease to an injury. So, there's been countless injuries, and I think that's probably been the main factor as to why they have not been able to kind of hit their groove this season.
You mentioned George Springer, and Springer, some people thought that, me included, that he was done heading into last year, and he had a fantastic season. You mentioned that he's already had a stint on the IL, but his production in games that he has played has been weighed down. Has it been just the injury hampering him, or what are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because the sample size, we're still in small sample size territory just overall in the season. And then with him in particular, because he missed a couple of weeks with an injury, he just hasn't had that much time. And I would say the numbers are probably a bit misleading because he started the season off really, really slow, as can happen sometimes. Just come out of spring training and whatever, it's not clicking right away for you. And then he hit the IL, and then coming off the IL, getting back into a rhythm and stuff like that can take some time. So he's looked better lately. I feel like, yes, he's not hitting the way that he was last year. And quite honestly, I don't know that he will. I think that when you evaluate a player, when you look at a player's career, you often assume that as they get older, they're probably going to have a loss of some production. And so to some extent, last year might be a bit of an outlier for George in that, I don't know if he will be able to be one of the most productive players in all of baseball the way that he was last year. Going back to what I was saying earlier, that was one of the things that went really, really right for the Blue Jays last year, is just him having essentially almost a career year at the back half of his contract with the Blue Jays. So I think it's a little bit of just, he has to get back into his rhythm, and the injury kind of stalled that a little bit. So I think the more at-bats he gets, hopefully he kind of gets to be more like himself, but I don't know if he'll be able to match what he did last year. That was pretty incredible.
Talking with Caitlin McGrath, is Inside Access here on the Fan. Vlad Guerrero Jr., and his numbers aren't bad. They're not Vlad numbers, though. 3 homers, 22 RBIs. He's batting .293. What's going on with Vlad early?
Yeah, no, he's been in a pretty prolonged slump for his standards. He also has been a little bit banged up. He's a couple days ago over the weekend, he was hit in the elbow and missed a couple games. I'm sure he's still feeling a bit sore from that too. But he's a guy that the Blue Jays obviously really, really rely on for his all-around production. And there's been a few glaring things. He's not being as productive just overall. He started the year actually really strong in his numbers. He was hitting well above 300, but doing it by racking up a lot of singles. The lack of power has been something that's been pretty stunning in the sense that not really what you expect. And I think that I've over the years I've seen Vlad go through some of these slumps before. They're sort of inexplicable in some ways because he is a player that is so talented that you would kind of expect that he can get himself out of these slumps fairly quickly. I think the biggest thing with Vlad is that he's probably chasing more, and sometimes that can sort of spiral a little bit when you aren't getting results, and then you're sort of pressing a little bit. And I think that's kind of been what the team has talked about around him, is that he's trying to do too much. I think lately he's looked a bit better. He's come off, getting that elbow banged up a little bit, and the last couple of games he's had a few singles. So I think it's going to be sooner than later he's going to find his way out of it because of how incredibly talented he is. But yeah, when you look at his performance, that's probably another factor as to why the Blue Jays maybe don't have as many wins as they would like to at this point in the season.
One bright spot for the Blue Jays this year has been Patrick Corbin, who's starting against the Orioles tonight. And Patrick Corbin, towards the end of his time at the Nats, was dreadful. But right now, a very respectable 3.86 ERA. What's led to this type of start for Patrick?
Yeah, you have to credit him for basically just kind of being able to make the most of an opportunity. As I was saying earlier, the Blue Jays have had an incredible amount of injuries to their starting rotation. And so they needed to go out and find somebody. And you look at Patrick Corbin, and he got off the couch and took a contract with the Blue Jays and has totally embraced it and made the most of it. And it's actually really remarkable of what he's been able to do when you also consider, this guy didn't have a normal spring training, right? He was just, he's staying active. He's, trying to get his arm in shape and all this kind of stuff. But when you don't have a deal, you don't have a team, it's, a little bit tougher to get all the work that you need to get in. And so the fact that he was able to kind of just jump into the Blue Jays rotation, and look, the Blue Jays aren't sending him out there expecting him to throw 8 shutout innings. He's kind of been a guy that's sliding into that 5th starter role, gives them sort of quality outings as best he can, pitches, 5 innings, keeps the runs to 3 and under, and gives them a chance to win. That's kind of what they needed from him, and he's actually been able to do that pretty consistently. So, credit to him for being able to sort of make the most of the opportunity, keep batters off balance with his mix of pitches. And it seems like now that he's been with the team for a little bit, he's really kind of settling into that role, sort of being in that, back half of the starting rotation.
Caitlin, before I let you go, obviously these are two teams that there were a lot of expectations going into the season, and they are both sitting currently under 500. I'm just your view from 30,000 feet. What are you seeing from the Orioles so far this year?
Yeah, the Orioles, it's tough to figure out with them because they, I remember a couple years ago when they won more than 100 games, and I remember covering the Blue Jays at that time and thinking, well, the Orioles have leapfrogged Blue Jays, right? Like the Orioles looked like all of a sudden they were going to be the dominant team in the division, when a few years prior, when guys like Vlad and Bo were just coming up, were just kind of rookies or in their early career, it was like, okay, the Blue Jays are going to be sort of the dominant team in the AL East. And so, I think that it's tough because it's a tough division. And I think the Orioles just, there's still a lot of time for them to figure it out. And I kind of have faith in them. I think that the thing that they have going for them is just like a good young core of offensive players. And, there's still a lot of runway. And the good thing is that for the Blue Jays as well, is that, yes, the top of the division, obviously, to catch the Rays and the Yankees, it's going to take some effort. But I think the wild card race is pretty wide open, and just the American League in general, there's been a lot of teams kind of maybe underperforming or not performing at the rate that they would like. And so in that way, like the wild card race, is completely wide open for a team like the Orioles or the Blue Jays.
Kayla McGrath, this was great. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Come back at the text of the day, preview tomorrow's show, and get you ready for Baltimore baseball tonight. Bob Haynie, Mike Bordick, they're at Pickles. They start at 5:30 here on The Fan.
After Vinny and Haynie, it's Inside Access.
We'll check in on Ravens OTAs, also Orioles baseball, first of the 4-game set. We'll recap that with Andy Koska.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy, 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch! You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Schmidt Baking Company, part of the H&S family of bakeries.
The H&S family of bakeries brings you delicious favorites to enjoy, including 647 bread, potato rolls, Omega Me Crazy, and the classics like Schmidt Blue Ribbon Bread. Available at your favorite grocer. Schmidt Baking Company is your hometown baker.
Hey, Bel Air! Big news, as Plaza Ford is now Bob Bell Ford Bel Air, and we're celebrating with grand opening savings. Get more for your trade and shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Hurry in or visit BobBellFordBelAir.com today.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and auto pay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, Call now. 800-497-8091. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-497-8091. That's 800-497-8091. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, O's fans! Star Wars Weekend lands at Camden Yards from Friday, May 29th through Sunday, May 31st as the O's take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Friday night, stick around post-game for a Star Wars-themed fireworks show presented by SeatGeek. Saturday, be one of 15,000 fans to score a Jordan Westberg Star Wars bobblehead presented by PNC. And Sunday, 10,000 fans, 12 and under, will receive a Star Wars poster. Don't miss it. Get tickets at Orioles.com/tickets.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
83, the Jones Falls Expressway northbound at the Beltway. There's an accident there right at the inner loop. Just watch for police direction. Anne Arundel County, Route 2 Ritchie Highway northbound before Arnold Brothers, an accident. It's backed up to Route 50 and Route 32 westbound before US 29. There's a crash. 95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, and there's an accident at 395 on the right side. 295 northbound heavy from West Patapsco Avenue to 95 and Russell Street, and 895 northbound heavy from Route 2 Hanover Street to the Harbor Tunnel. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalace. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Boom, before we get to the text of the day, how was your time in Cambridge? You got the buffer days on the other side of Memorial Day?
It was good. It was different. I kept bringing up, I can't remember the last, dud in terms of weather when we're in Cambridge. So that part of it sucked. The fact that we couldn't really be out on the water because Saturday was a total rain out. The majority of Sunday was a rain out. Monday was okay, but at that point, a lot of people were leaving family-wise. But we had fun. We went play a lot of board games.
Nice.
We played a lot of video games.
Wow.
We drank a lot of beer.
Nice.
A lot of beer. Went to Brewery RAR. Shout out. That's I am biased because I love Cambridge, but that is my favorite brewery. Mm-hmm. They have incredible beer. And yeah, it was a good time. Always a good time being around the family, being around my grandparents.
No crabbing though, because of the weather.
No, we didn't go out in the water at all, just because it was a dud weather-wise. It really was. So I'm hoping 4th of July when we go up next that it's actual summer weather and not raining and a mess at that point. So we'll see.
It feels like the weather's finally turned.
It does. And now
it even rained a little last night. I was in D.C. for the Springsteen show, and it rained a little. Not hard.
We'll definitely do a segment Monday. I figured after both Springsteens, get the taste of both concerts, because Saturdays when you're going to Philly
with Margie. Yeah, that's the last show. D.C. was supposed to be the last show, but Philly got moved because of the Sixers and Flyers.
And now they announced the Merriweather. What'd you say, Bruce?
Bruce announced it last night, but I'm 99% sure he said he was coming back to D.C. I think he didn't get the whole, I'm going to Merriweather. He might not know where Merriweather is, but I do wonder if they've ever played Merriweather.
I was ready to ask you that. Have they?
I don't think so, but I don't know. Yeah. So, and if he has, it's been years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, I'm almost positive, he broke this news that he was doing this show. But I'm almost positive he said he was coming back to D.C. And then I saw this morning it's at Merriweather, it's like a huge. It's going to be the Foo Fighters, Dave Matthews, Springsteen, Tom Morello.
It's a loaded concert. I think it's October 3rd. But yeah, Power to the People Festival is what it's called. But the lineup's sick.
That's pretty. You going to go?
If I can somehow finagle some tickets. I don't know if that's in my money to. I saw a dump.
Yeah, why'd you hit the dump button, Alex? Nobody cursed.
Tim totally said the F word.
No, he didn't.
He said finagle.
He said finagle.
Nah, before finagle. Before finagle, it was that was totally unhealthy.
I don't think so. But if I can figure out how to get tickets, but I don't know if I'm going to spend the money that it's probably worth, because I'm sure those are going to be really expensive tickets.
Let's get the text of the day.
Time for the Inside Access text of the day.
Texter wants to know, what will it take for Samuel Basayo to win Rookie of the Year over Murakami? And what position do you think the Orioles need to improve the most come the trade deadline?
And Murakami's having that great year with the White Sox.
He's already got 20 home runs. I part of it is, Ken, it's like, is Sam going to play enough to even be in the mix? Because already sitting back-to-back days right now, but Murakami, he's off to a fantastic start with the White Sox.
Yeah, Murakami, and it's funny, he was one of those guys that was sitting out there, and and the White Sox get him 20 homers, 41 RBIs, batting .240.
Yeah,
so nobody hits.
I don't think Sam's going to be able to catch him, but Sam's having a great year, and that's a great development. And in terms of the position that the O's need to upgrade the most, I think you can go in multiple directions. But look, depending on what happens with Bassett and Rogers, you could easily say a starting pitcher. Well, you need someone else that you feel confident in throwing out there in October baseball.
One of the interesting names that has come up, Ken Rosenthal early this week on Foul Territory, thinks that the Mets are going to flip Freddie Peralta. Remember, in the winter, it was like a foregone conclusion they were going to extend him. They never did. And now with this season going south, he said he thinks it's much more likely Peralta gets traded than Skubal does.
Interesting.
Now, that was a guy we thought maybe the Orioles would dabble in.
Yeah, because it was a cost-effective contract. I think he was only making $8 million this year. And the Brewers, man, they just... we don't need Corbin Burns. We don't need Freddie Peralta. We can just trade away top row rotation pitchers and make things work.
What do we have on tomorrow's show?
Tomorrow's show, we have Birdland Territory co-host
The Boneyard.
Brad Brock will be joining us. We have Jerry Coleman joining us, and Ryan Ripken as well.
Yeah, I screwed that up. I for some reason, I don't know why, and this is what happens when you're not here, Bone.
Everything goes to hell.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought Ryan was on Thursdays, so I'm putting the show together on Wednesday, and I didn't even think about Ryan. And then when I talked to you through text yesterday, I was like, you were like, Ryan Ripken. I was like, yeah, he's tomorrow. I go, no, he was yesterday. I was like,
Ryan's very accommodating with his time.
He's flexible.
And he's making it work. Yes.
That is it for us. But don't you dare change that dial, because coming up next, we've got Baltimore Baseball Tonight. It's Bob Haynie. It is Mike Bordick.
Probably eating a burger on was it National Hamburger Day?
Yes. Good burgers down there, Pickles.
Great burgers.
We need to get back down to Pickles, Bum.
We do.
Next home stand, we will be down there.
It doesn't rain.
Yes. They've knocked us out twice. But that's BBT. It's coming up next right here on The Fan.
Got a hot take? The Plaza Ford text line. 410-583-1057.
Traffic is sponsored by Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes. Treat yourself to a famous Box Hill crab cake or ship anywhere in the U.S. Dine in, pick up, or now you can DoorDash Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes menu items right to your door. BoxHillPizzaRestaurant.com. Box Hill, best crab cakes in Maryland.
Traffic is brought to you by the Holloman Firm, the law firm where you matter.
I'm Justin Holloman from the Holloman Firm. When you're hurt in an accident or facing injustice, I'll stand with you as your dedicated advocate and be a friend in your corner. Remember to call me, Justin, for justice at the Holloman Firm. TheHollomanFirm.com.
With more choices and the most Memorial Day savings, drive home your best deal from Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore. Whether you're upgrading, buying your first car, or just exploring options, Dark Cars has the keys waiting for you. Memorial Day deals all month long at Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore.
For over 80 years, Long Fence has been serving our area with only the highest quality materials and superior craftsmanship. We're family owned, so you could say it's in our DNA. That's right, for decades upon decades, from one generation to the next, we've been providing the best fences, decks, pavers, and more. And right now, offering 25% off. Terms and conditions apply. Go to longfence.com for a free estimate today.
There's a long time name for quality.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and